Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, finally I can see that. Feel free to share, like, comment. Anyway, this video particularly is not the one I need to smile, but like just looking back and thinking to this time in my life, when I was going through the most, just makes me want to smile because really God has been there for me. Anyhow, I'll not ramble and ramble and ramble. Let me just share my experience. So I'll not say the why because the why is in a previous video. Actually, a mini documentary that I did some time back. I think I'll link it in this video. But today I'll just say the what, the when, the how. They were, as you can see by the title of this video, is ICU. Okay, so about now it's now close to 2 years because now it's January of 2022. I was admitted in the ICU of a particular hospital in Nairobi, a big hospital, and my life was really hanging on the edge, right? um wow. It's like just thinking about it is like, anyway, my vitals were all over the place. And okay, let me go back in time. So when I was found, um and now you have to really just watch the other video so you can get what I'm saying here. When I was found and now taken to hospital in a rush, of course, I honestly cannot recall much of the transit from my place to the hospital, but because I remember I was just in and out of lucid moments, right? And I remember reaching this particular hospital where they agreed to admit me, and I remember them taking my vitals. I don't know what they were, but um God, they asked me what happened, what led to this, um how many did you take? And I was like, 150. And then I think I zoned out again. And honestly, I can't really remember the first day how it just went, like in sequence, right? But I remember after some time, I think they gave me some medicine or something. And no, initially I was in the HDU. So they of course connected me to the, is it the ECG machine, the one that monitors your heart rate, your pulse, whatever, all those things, that's now connected to my body, right? And I remember when I woke up sometime in the middle of the night, because I was just like, oh my God, this is not happening. Like, I'm not here. Like, this can't, this can't be happening. And then I checked the machine, and then vaguely I remember I could see the HDU nurses, and one of them smiled at me, and I cried. Like, not cried like ha ha ha, ha, but like um everything was just so emotional for me, and my tears just came out. I was feeling the most, but I didn't even have the energy to, like, do a proper cry. So I stayed there. I was worried, I was anxious. I think they administered some injections again. I slept. Following day, I think the next 2 days I was kind of fine. I would just basically stare at the ECG machine and just think about life and how life can just, like switch in a moment, right? One time you want to leave, the other you just don't want anything to do with this life. So and I would check, and I would, every time like my vitals would go well, I'd be like, oh god, this wasn't what I signed up for. And those were also kind of the loneliest moments in life. Like, I'm in that bed, I'm hooked to that bed, I'm connected to a catheter down there. Up here, I'm connected to the ECG machine or whatever it's called, the one that monitors your heart, your pulse, your pressure, everything. So anytime I want to, like, I couldn't even, I was not even moving anyway because now I had a catheter. So I was just in that bed, staring at the ceiling, at the machine, at the, even the nurses, I couldn't see them that much because now in that HDU, my bed was located in such a way I couldn't really see people unless they were actually coming to me. No TV, no nothing. It's just me and my soul and my heart and my mind thinking about life. So I was there in HDU for, I think, for a week, and then I was discharged. Um, and when I was discharged, I was frightened, I was scared, I was feeling like I was just not ready to be out, right? Anyway, my condition deteriorated, and I was back. I had fevers. I felt like I was just starting to die, pole pole. And um, so when they took my vitals, they're like, and of course now they had my history. This time I was just rushed back to HDU. I didn't remember. I didn't even stay for a day before things became even worse, and now I had to be taken to HDU. My liver function wasn't great. My kidney function also wasn't great. My HP, they call it HP, I think it's hemoglobin, also wasn't great. Um, so many things had started to, like, you know, deteriorate, and now, like, being taken to ICU. So this time they took my phone. I was still not feeling myself. Like, I was in and out of, like, those utu to lucid moments, like moments of sanity and then out. Like, it's like I'm dead and I'm back. I'm dead and I'm back. I don't know how to explain that, honestly. So when I was taken to the ICU, I remember the only thing that I wanted to eat was melon. Fine, ICU. If I can remember properly, I don't know if I was even allowed. Yeah, I was allowed to eat, but did I even have appetite? Of course not. The only thing that I could put in my mouth, and this was like the third week since my first admission, was melon. Nothing more, nothing less. I had lost weight. Like, I had really lost weight. I had not even put any effort to lose weight, but I had really lost so much. And I remember, like, now when I got into the ICU, I was like, now this is the place of no return, right? A lot of people go in there and they don't come out. And this time in the ICU, it wasn't like in the HDU. So in the ICU, I could see my environment. There were, like, I think a bed to my side, another one to the front, and then I think there were like 4 beds in that ICU unit. And I could see people. I'm connected. I think my oxygen level started going down. They put that oxygen mask on me, but I was still alive. Like I could still feel myself. Like nothing was like I could still feel things. Like I still was like I'm sick, yes, but I'm not. You know the dying bit of it. I don't know how to put it better. But I know when people, me, I used to think that when people are in the ICU, they can't see, they're unconscious, they're in a coma. But I could. It's just that my body was going through the most, and if I was not in a critical care unit, I would have died. Anyway, so I watched other people, the other people who had gone through surgeries and stuff, and they were in very, very, very critical conditions. So most of them actually, no, the two of them that I saw, I remember, were not as conscious as I was. There was one that was really in pain, would cry. I think actually that one ended up dying, and I was so scared, like being in that helpless position where you seeing just someone like losing their life in front of you is the most vulnerable thing ever in this world. um yeah, I remember the ICU nurses would come to me. They wouldn't even speak to me because they don't even know whether I'm there or not. But of course they're checking the machine and everything. If anything is going wrong, of course those machines are being tuned such that if something spirals out of control, it will ring an emergency alarm or something, and they'd come. So they'd come, they'd wipe me down. I couldn't even do anything for myself. I was weak. I couldn't, I was just, yeah. And I stayed there for 10 days or so. And those were the days that made me to be who I am. They are the days that have taught me strength. They are the days that have taught me hope. They are the days that have taught me resilience. They are the days that have changed my life. So, yeah, it was my experience. After that, I think I stayed there for a while, and then now I left and was taken to the HDU when things now started getting better. My liver was functioning a bit better, and my organs were doing a bit better. So I was moved back to HDU for like half a day, and then now um back to the normal wards. And I think when I got to the normal wards is when now I started, like, I think there's a friend of mine who bought me a novel that I read, and I read the entire novel before again my vitals started misbehaving, and then I was back in HDU where I met a really cool nurse that we became friends for a while. um and she would check on me, like even those 2 injections, my morning injections, morning and evening injections, she would really like do them so gently. And I would, like, she just had that personal touch that took me through those the toughest days of my life that year. Anyway, yeah, and eventually I got out physically healthy. Um I remember my admitting doctor saying to me, don't be back here. And not in a bad way, like he doesn't want to see me, but like Don't be in this place. Don't ever give up hope again. Don't. So yeah, I mean, that was my experience. It took time for me to get back to myself entirely, but one thing that I learned from those 10 days in ICU is that life really is precious. Waking up and sleeping and all those things are really miracles, really little miracles. Yeah, I think I'll just end it here because now it's made me think back to those days that I was at my weakest. And now, when I'm doing well, now when I can move my legs, I'm in an equilibrium of health. I'm grateful, honestly. I'm really grateful. And I'll say rest well to the angels that left when we were in that ICU unit. It was hard to see relatives coming and weeping so loudly, crying bitterly, and just checking around and seeing the people who are still alive but their relatives have left. It was hard. It was really hard. Anyway, I'll just end this video at this point. Thank you so much for listening. I had not even prepped to share this story, but um yeah, I still felt it in my heart that I'll share even without a script. So anyway, I'll leave it at this point. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.